Namaste, Professor.
Namaste, namaste,
Good
Achalji.
day. How are you?
Yes, I'm fine.
So we had a little bit of a hiccup there with the technology, but all is well.
Yeah, there was some problem today. I don't know why it happened.
Yes, the configuration was a little different, maybe updated, but now we're good. And first of all, I wanted to introduce you to the listeners that are not familiar with your work.
Okay.
Um, Professor and Dr. Ravi Prakash Arya is an eminence in the field of Vedic studies and yogic studies. An actual Vedic scholar with over 80 published books and translations from actual scriptures. Um, so, can you tell us a little bit more about the current work that you're doing, Professor, like your lecture circuit in India and the work you're doing in India and the U.S.?
Yeah, actually, mostly I'm working on Vedic sciences, and presently I'm translating Atharva Ved of Paipallad Recension. This Veda has not been translated so far by anybody else, and its first volume is coming soon. So, I am also delivering lectures on various subjects concerning Vedas, linguistics, Indian philosophy, history, chronology, like that. So, some 12, 13 topics I'm dealing with on different aspects, and my books are also on different topics. But main theme is the Vedic studies. And presently, I'm also on the board of a higher education council in one of the state in India. So this is how the whole academic work is going on at different levels.
Well, it's super exciting actually to hear this. And can you tell us, can you give us some sneak peeks into the Atharva Veda that you're translating? Is it the actual Atharva Veda that we all have heard about?
Actually, Atharva Veda, there are many recensions. One is Shaunakya Atharva Veda, Shaunakya. It belongs to the Shaunak branch. So that is already available and translated by different persons from, in different languages. But the Atharva Ved of Paipallad recension, it is found only two, three places. It's a manuscript in Kashmir and Odisha. So it's new. No translation is available, and neither any Sanskrit commentary of ancient commentators is available on this Veda. So this is, you can say, the different branch of the Atharva Veda itself, different school of the Atharva Veda. The same Veda is going to be taught in different schools. So little bit difference of mantras are there. Their sequence have changed sometime. New mantras we are able to find in different recensions. So there is a difference of mantras, difference of their sequence. So this is also one of the branch of the Atharva Veda itself, because in ancient time there were many branches of the Veda, just like there were some 1,000 branches of Shama Veda, 21 branches of Yajur Veda, and five branches of Rig Veda. Similarly, Atharva Veda, till date we could find two branches. So this is one of the unknown branches that I am going to publish with the English translation. Its first chapter, it has some 112 suktas. So 55 suktas I have translated so far. So that has become a big volume, some 500 pages work it has come out. So its first volume will be published. So Atharvaveda generally deals with, that the Upaveda of Atharvaveda is Ayurveda. It deals with human physiology, human psychology, how to align the human physiology with the environment, with the cosmic forces outside, so that a human being may live a healthy and blissful life. So this type of subject matter is there in Atharva Veda.
Wow, that is fascinating to say the least. So I absolutely look forward to your title. And
Yeah.
where
When
can
it will be
people?
out, I'll send you the link. It will be out shortly, mostly ready for publication now.
Wonderful. Actually, I just gifted my brother your latest edition of the
Oh,
Yoga Vasisht
I
for
see.
Christmas. It was
I
my
see.
Christmas gift to him, and it's a gift of wisdom that you're also
Oh,
sharing with the world. So, man, I cannot applaud you enough, Professor, on everything that you're doing for humanity. Sharing the ancient Shastra in a language that we can comprehend. Because I mean, who is trained these days in Vedic Sanskrit, right?
yeah.
Except a
Sanskrit
scholar
is
like yourself. So.
right.
Yeah, I think it's hard enough. And when you mentioned Atharva Veda, I cannot help, and you mentioned Odisha, immediately this one thing comes to mind, which is the famous black magic. What are your thoughts on this subject?
It's not a black magic in the Atharva Veda. It deals with, the social rules, the human physiology, and all these things. But the translators sometimes they do the literal translation. When they do the literal translation, they find that some black magic is there, because literal Vedas cannot be translated literally. There is a rule, principle for translating Veda. They their translation has to be lakshanik, or figurative, metaphorical. Every, just like Varuna deity is there, it has a metaphorical connection. In whatever the fluid system is there in our body, that is known as Varuna. Whatever is powerful power immunity system or neuron system is there in the body, that is known as Indra. So it's figurative, or you can say metaphorical or allegorical meaning has to be there. Then only you can understand the Veda. Literal language, if you translate it literally, no sense will come out, and that sense will be nonsense. So people get confused that there seems to be some a magic or some things like that. It is not like that. When will you go through my translation, you will find out the beauty, what he says, how you can live a healthy life, how you can utilize your potential properly in alignment with the nature. Atharva say, live in alignment with the nature. Don't live without aligning yourself with the nature. If you will live aligning yourself with the nature, then you will live a long life, healthy life, and your faculties, they will be most work robustly, sturdily. You will be feeling more sturdy and powerful, because the
Very interesting.
human mind body, they are the material aspect, no? They are the material. The soul is the spiritual aspect or consciousness, but these are material. So the soul is dwelling in this body of mind, sense organs, and the body. So this body, this house should be aligned with the nature outside. Then only it can be a good or perfect house, dwelling place for the soul.
Absolutely. So interesting, Professor. And so I have this question I think I've asked you in the past in private regarding what is the correct prescribed exercise or methodology of exercises for the human body. Like, for example, when we see people doing asanas and hatha yoga, things like this, Ashtanga yoga, it's usually very the postures are very static. There's no movement. So, in contrast to something like Tai Chi, where there's a lot of motion. So, what did people used to do in past yugas, as prescribed in the Shastras, for actual maintenance, physical maintenance of the body? Are we supposed to run? Are we not supposed to run? What are your thoughts on this?
Actually, maintenance of body doesn't depend upon asana itself or exercise itself. It depends upon your food habit also, because it lives by the food. So if you want to maintain your body perfectly, then you will have to regulate your food habits. Ayurveda says only morning and evening you must take uh, you know, food or meals during noon period. You may take a light food, but just like we take breakfast in the morning, Ayurveda says take breakfast in the during noon, but during dinner time and the morning time, you must eat full meals. And it also says that if you are taking dinner, it should be immediately after sunset, not too late. And if you are taking your morning, meals, then it should be around or close to the sunrise. Because when the sun rises, then your Jataragni, that metabolic fire, it becomes active. And then when the fire becomes active, then only you can take food so that it may be digested properly. And one more thing, Ayurveda, now this yoga emphasizes upon pranayama. Why on pranayama? Because this human body has three metabolic systems: vata, pitta, and kapha. Kapha is mostly regulated by fluids. Pitta is the metabolic fire, you can say, and the vata is the third thing. In the childhood, this kapha aspect remains dominant. The small child is there till the age of 10, 15 years, the kapha remains dominant. But after 15 to 50 years, the pitta remains dominant. So between 15 to 50 years, Ayurveda says, during the dominance of pitta, you can do more exercises. But after 50 years of age, Vat becomes dominant. Then, when Vat becomes dominant, so the diseases in the body that arise due to vitiation of Vata, their number is 120. Old heart problem, whatever problem is there in old age, it is due to the Vata. And a human being dies because of the Vata itself. So, how to control this Vata? Just to control the Vata or this air system, breathing system, the pranayama is a must. That is why they have sanctioned, prescribed pranayama system. And there are many varieties of the pranayama. You can do those for sustaining or maintaining your body well. So excessive exercises, they are not prescribed. Ayurveda says when you feel sweat on your forehead or under your this uh, hands and all these things, you leave the exercise. It must be mild, it must be not too much. So when the sweat comes on the forehead, it must be stopped so far as the exercise is concerned. But so far as the asanas, they, because they keep your body moving, and flexibility of the body or the tissues is required, for that asana system has prescribed. But the final is a pranayama. You can do anuloma viloma pranayama. You can do that apana udana system of a pranayama. Like that, you can do the pranayama of your choice, or you can take long breathings. You can and slow, long breathing, then breathe out slowly, twice the, uh, you take twice the time of breathing out that time has taken for breathing in. So these exercises, they will, inject in your body the maximum amount of oxygen. And now modern researches have also proved that maximum amount of the oxygen is essential for keeping this body healthy, sustaining it, and for a long life. So this pranayama works two ways. It controls vata and it injects oxygen in the body. So that is the best thing. And then you can do some asanas and the exercise that just like this walking, running, or you go to this for workout. So that must be reserved till the time you get sweat on the forehead. Don't do excessive exercise. Excess of everything is bad. So this is the norm prescribed in Ayurveda for all these things.
So interesting because in today's society, extreme exercise is pushed almost on everybody, and they almost like shame you, shame you into thinking that if you're not working out 2 hours a day,
Yeah,
strenuously, then you're lazy. But that's not the truth according to the
yeah,
ancient scriptures, correct? So very important, very important. And I wanted to jump back to the previous subject on the black magic and Odisha and these things,
yeah,
because something that was very striking was I was reading the one of the last books on Yoga Vasisht, and he actually mentions how the different spirits are created, the different like the human spirits, the animal spirits, the devas, the angelic spirits, the higher beings, the demigods. There's no correct translation for devas into gods. We know this.
yeah.
So it's a mistranslation because we don't have the words necessarily in English. But it's
Right.
like higher beings. But he also mentions the demons
Yeah.
and in your translation, that was I could not believe what I was reading, sorry, because you mentioned in your translation that the demons are the disembodied spirits of the fallen gods, something like this. You probably wrote it many years ago. I don't know if you recall, but he also mentions that they're like they have consciousness, but they have no bodies, but they have consciousness of themselves, but they have these desires and thirst and hunger that cannot be satisfied, and that they can be controlled through mantras and yantras and different methods. And that for me was very I did not expect to find that in Yoga Vasishta. So what are your thoughts on something like this?
Yeah. You know what happens when we call the word spirit? It 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 doesn't belong to the soul. Soul for everybody is the same. But the embodied soul, that is known as a jiva, and disembodied soul means a soul without body. Jiva means a soul with body. So, due to its sanskaras, due to particular sanskaras, the soul, it becomes sometime danava, sometime demon, sometime yaksha, sometime different. These are the different classes of species, you can say, and it takes birth into those species. So when we talk about some just like demon is there, it has two meanings. One is geographical. Geographically, the earth has been divided into four spheres. It's northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere, the eastern and western horizons. These type of things we have divided. So the people living in the east, they are known as suras, sura, or and people living in the northern this hemisphere, they are known as devas. People living in the south, they are known as rakshasas or demons, you can say, and the people living in the west, they are known as asuras. So, but they doesn't qualify good or bad things. Neither the demons are bad, nor devas are good, neither asuras are bad or suras are bad. This is a geographical categorization. So people living in the eastern side, they will be known as suras. western side, they will be known as asuras. In northern, they will be known as devas, and in southern, they will be known as danavas, demons, or rakshasas. So this classification is one type of classification. Another type of classification is based upon sanskara, just like yakshas are there, gandharvas are there, vanaras are there, then again rakshasas are there, or some devas
Research.
are there. Na? These are based upon sanskar. Who is a deva in sanskar system? A person, an enlightened being who is quite close to the Brahman. He is known as deva. And a person, asur, a person who is after material world, who doesn't think of spirituality, he is known as asura. And a person who wants to gain more and more knowledge and light of the knowledge, he is known as sura. Sura. Sur means light of the knowledge. It's not that sunlight itself, but figuratively, the light of the knowledge is also required. So that is similarly the Danavas, Rakshasas means the persons who are going to protect the people. They are generally Rakshasas, but the bad thinkers, the evil doers, the thinking of terrorism, terrorist activities, who are going to uh, torture other persons mentally by their actions, they are also known as Danavas. So these are the basic qualifications of different human beings. These are all human beings. Gandharvas, the people who like dancing, who have more interest in dancing, they are known as Gandharvas. Yakshas, the people who have more interest on doing yajnas, they are yakshas. The vanaras, the people who live in the vana, in the forest, dwelling in the forest. So they are known as vanaras. Then kinnaras, the people living in the Himalayan region, the Kinnor region of Himachal Pradesh in India, the people living over there, they were known as Kinnaras. Similarly, some designation of different classes were given based upon their regional places, where the regions they used to reside. Just like the people living in the Matsya Pradesh, they were known as Matsyas. But literally, Matsya means fish. If you will
Yes.
say Matsya is a fish, so it's all absurd, nonsensical. The people living in the Matsya region, they were known as Matsyas. The people living in Pansal regions, they were known as Pansalas. Just like now we are living in America, American region, we will be known as Americans. Living in India, they will be known as Indians. So this was the classification based upon some regions, sometime qualifications, sometime geographical places. Just like Bharatavarsha is a place for India, but place the four regions. The whole globe has been divided into four regions, 90 degrees, 360 degrees globe is there. So America, this comes into Kuru Varsha. India, it comes into Bharatavarsha. The western regions, they come into Romak Varsha. And the eastern, just like Japan and all these countries, they are coming into Ketu Malavarsha. So the whole earth was divided into four Varshas. So now we are here living in the Kuru Varsha. Similarly, the whole earth was divided into seven Dvipas, Jambu Dvipa, Kroncha Dvipa, Shaka Dvipa, like that. So these were all geographical qualifications. So certain names were according to geographical qualifications, certain names were given as per the sanskaras, the traits, the characteristics of different persons. So this was the basic qualifications, and I don't think whatever I have explained in the past that may be based upon on reading of certain other persons, but what I'm telling you now, this is the facts.
Very, very interesting, Professor. What about the famous figure of the Pishach?
Pishacha, yeah. The people who eat meat and drink,
Blood.
the blood. So generally, pishachas were not human beings, just like these mosquitoes and all these things which live on the blood. They are also known as pishachas. The small pathogens are there. They are also known as sometimes pishachas, sometimes rakshasas. This designation has been given to different bacteria, pathogens also. They were not regarded as human beings.
So interesting. And now that you mentioned Kuru Varsha,
Urvashi.
um, what I mean, you're obviously also an expert on Mahabharata. So were there any, then this is more of a personal question, like because I have this intriguing question that I kind of shake. Were there any survivors
Huh.
that were, related to Dhritarashtra?
Mhm.
Were there any survivors from the Kuru dynasty as mentioned in the texts?
Yeah, Kuru dynasty, only the Pandava dynasty, survivor of the Pandavas are mentioned, and they ruled Delhi even till Kashmir, till their descendants, they ruled around till 2000 years after Mahabharata war. There is a full chronology, and this descendancy is there. We can find their descendants ruling. So you say Pandavas or Dhritarashtra, they all belong to the Kuru worship. Mostly they were known as Kuruvas, and that Kuruvas was different. That Kuru, that Kuru Vansh was different from this Kuru worship.
So interesting. This is all fascinating. And so, what in your, many years of work, what has become your favorite book?
Actually, my favorite book is the Veda itself is my favorite book. It's a very deep knowledge system, and this knowledge explains the whole creation, rules of creation and everything. And more in depth study is required just to get the insight of the Vedas. But other books, they are helpful in understanding Veda. If you don't study this Yoga Vasishtha, six systems of Indian philosophy, the Shulva Sutras, Shauta Sutras, Dharma Sutras, or Dharma Shastras, it will become difficult to understand the Veda. So this entire, the plethora of subjects, it developed from the Veda. So if we study them, we will be able to understand the Veda more easily. That is the thing. So just for reaching Veda, these are the different paths you will have to pass through them so that you may understand the Veda properly.
Wow, that's fascinating. Yes, because I mean, in modern times, sometimes you meet swamis or different monks, and they're great at what they do, but they've rarely even read one of the Shastras, let alone more than 50 like you have, right?
Right, right.
So this
Yeah.
is the case.
Yeah, this is a different type of a system developing. Being a sannyasi, being a monk, because you have a lot of following. So this is not the real yogic practices or sannyasa. A sannyasi doesn't have any desire for the name and fame. There are three words: Lokeshana, Puttarishana, and Vitteshana. Vitteshana means desire for wealth and property. Puttrishana means desire for progeny, so that your lineage it may carry on further in future. And lokeshana. Lokeshana means name and fame. If a person, whether he is so-called sannyasi, a scholar, or whosoever it is, if a person has desire for any of these three things, lokeshana, name and fame, for vitteshana, for money, and for prochani, he is an ordinary human being. He is not even a elevated human being. What to talk of sannyasa? What is sannyas? What is monk? Bhagavad Gita, it has very clearly defined sannyas. It says, Kamyanam, Karmanam, Nyasam, Sannyasam, Vid Kavayo Viduhu. The sacrificing all the actions with desire, sacrificing all desires is known as a sannyasa. So a sannyasi is a person who has abandoned all desires for these material things. He is a real sannyasi. By wearing cloth, a person cannot become sannyasi. He is a real character if he has abandoned this name, fame, money, property, all these material attractions. These material attractions, they are going to attract even a simple human being, ordinary human being. Everybody is attracted. And if he is going to be attracted by these things, he is not a sannyasi. So sannyasi means who has kamya karma. Kamya means the karmas which are done for the fulfillment of some desires. If you are doing any action to fulfillment, for the fulfillment of your desires, your will or something like that, so that is kamya karma. And if you are doing a kamya karma, you are not a sannyasi. You leave all the kamya karmas. You can do only the nitya karmas. Nitya karma, which are regulatory karmas, regular karmas, which are to be performed by every human being. But by doing regular karmas also, you need the abandonment of desire behind them. Suppose you are doing dana, you are giving donations, and by giving donations, you are thinking that when if I will give donation, I'll get more name and fame, prosperity, and all these things. So that donation is not nitya karma, that is karma karma. And a sannyasi has to be, freed from all these worldly fetters.
Wow. Well, I think that's very interesting in the sense that in today's world we have a lot of these YouTube gurus, right?
They are gurus, but they are not real sadhus or sannyasis.
Yes, they're only looking for clicks and likes and
Yeah, right.
followers.
Yes,
So
yes.
wearing a costume even.
Yeah.
So how does this fit into the ancient sadhana as prescribed by the Shastra? Do people also used to wear costumes in the past, or is it part of their attire or no?
No, a sannyasi needs no costume. When he comes to the public or society, then some dress was required, and there was no such prescribed dress also for the sannyasi. They used to live with a loin cloth, even almost naked. So they don't have any, desire for all this world
Recognition. What they
recognition.
look for is recognition.
Because when you have attached yourself to the universal power, no recognition is required. Recognition is required when you are attaching yourself with the material world. So when you have attached yourself to the highest entity, so no recognition is required.
Wow. Namaste. That is amazing, doctor. And it's so impressive to hear these words. Very refreshing, 'cause sometimes the seeker on the path of sadhana, they have all these questions, right? Should I do this? Should I not do this? Should I do that? What things like this, and we all, sometimes, have these wonderings, and we're looking for the answers, and sometimes they're hard to find
Yeah,
they're lost between all the wrong information.
Right. Actually, your mental inclination requires for sadhana, not these outer dress, food, dress codes and all these things. It is not required for sadhana. Sadhana is to be done with the help of the mind, not with the help of the body or these outer attractions. Because the mind, when you will disconnect the attention of mind with the outer world, it will connect with the soul. So for that, no outer code is required. Only the journey inside is without any material system or dress code or anything else. This code is required when you are interacting the people in the society. And suppose if you want to impress somebody in the society, then you will thinking of a good dress code, looking, appearing, attractive and all these things. But if you don't have that type of desire in your mind that you are going to impress somebody, then also you will remain like that itself. You won't be dressing yourself and all these things because, if somebody has that inclination or that standard of mind to follow your philosophy, he can follow it. Everybody cannot follow the higher philosophy because every person has a different standard of understanding. Some persons are at primary school level, some are at high school level, some are at college level, some are at university level, some are at highest university level. So their standard of understanding is going to decide whether they can follow you or not. So, in this world of 7 billion people, every guru is having impact, whether he's good or bad, because among 700 billion people, every type of person is there. So they will choose the guru of their own choice. So everybody is flourishing. So because it depends upon the level of the seeker, at what level he's living. So if he's living at higher level, then he can understand the teachings of the higher level. Nor it is very difficult to understand the higher level teachings.
Yes, absolutely. There's some sort of like spiritual lock. You cannot access it unless you have the proper synchronicity or the proper frequency and vibration level of understanding. So, talking about sadhana, Professor, um, what do you recommend, or what do you like personally? One thing is the Shastra. What do you like personally in your daily sadhana?
Yeah, actually, first of all, you must have a good environment for sadhana. Environment has to be there. If you don't have the environment, you will be distracted. So, a place, noiseless place where you can meditate easily, where you cannot be disturbed. Because in the beginning stages, when you will do sadhana, you will face a lot of disturbances from different quarters. So you will have to be very lonely in a way you can say, or the place must be well guarded where there is no sound, nothing is there, then you can meditate. And if you have crossed one level of meditation, then even, sitting in a noisy place, you can meditate easily. But in the beginning, if you want to follow the path of sadhana, the environment should be, conducive for sadhana. If you want to listen songs, that must be the spiritual song which will help you in sadhana. If you want to eat food, that should be the sattvic food. And similarly, for a sadhaka, for a seeker, the asana, the posture described is called as Siddha Asana. Siddha Asana means the posture in which you have got perfection. So any Padmasana or Baddha Padmasana, whatever asana is there, you sit erect with your body erect, then you can meditate. And first of all, if you want to enter into the sadhana, you meditate on the breathings coming out and going in your nostrils. So that will help you perfection or concentrate your mind. Then immediately you yourself will start proceeding further. It will help you. Then the new windows will open up for sadhana, and then you can enter those, keep on entering those windows, and you can go a long way on the path of sadhana. So first environment, then your food habits, then the calmness of mind, and the practice. Because Yoga Darshan says how to control the mind, how to withdraw the attention of mind from the outside world. He gives one sutra, Abhyas Vairagyabhyam Tannirodha. Continuous practice and Vairagya. What is Vairagya? Vitaraga. Vairagya means where you have become free from the raga. Rag means attachment to the worldly things. We are daughter, wife, parents, and friends. But that attachment should be as your duty. Suppose you are attached with your family because you are doing your duty towards your family. You love them because you want their elevation to the higher level. So we are helping them in a way. We can attach like that, but not the attachment. When you start expecting certain things from your near and dear ones, that attachment is known as a raga. But if you are doing the things for them, thinking it that it is your duty to help them in all the ways, that is known as viraga. Viraga means non-attachment. You are not attached, but you are doing your duty. Your love is not love of attachment, but your love is a love of detachment, because you do everything as your duty and dharma. So that is how you can proceed. First of all, your mindset, your environment, all these things should be made perfect for sadhana.
Super interesting, Professor. Super interesting. What do you think of other spiritual practices such as swadhyaya or japa or chanting or even dancing or trataka? What do you think of these?
Right. You know, Swadhyaya is must. What happens when you will do Swadhyaya? Then you will get inspiration to tread on the path of sadhana. Swadhyaya means the study of the Shastras. Those scriptures which are pro sadhana, not those scriptures which are anti sadhana. So, Swadhyaya is must. Japa is also the part of meditation, because japa will help you in concentration of your mind, dharana. First step is dharana, focus of mind at one place. Then dhyana, continuous focus for 2 3 hours focus, that is dhyana. So first for dharana, this is swadhyaya, japa, this is essential. So we must do it.
Now, what do you think of other less common practices such as dakshina even? Also, what do you think of trataka or dancing and chanting? What's your thoughts on
Yeah,
this?
chanting is good. If you are chanting some mantras or chanting the name of God, it is good. Dancing, I don't think it's so useful or helpful to the sadhana, but if your dance is some spiritual dance, just like one word is bhakti, devotion. So dancing comes in the category of devotion, you can say. You are dancing before the God as his devotee. So that is a different type of dance. Na? So that you can do. But uh, for actual sadhana, the body movement is not required. Body has to be stilled and mind has to be stilled. Mind will remain stilled when your body is stilled.
So interesting. So interesting, Professor. So is there such a thing as a Gyan Yogi these days? What is Gyan Yoga?
Right, that's very important part because jnana, karma, upasana, these are three things. So jnana yogi is a person who devotes maximum of his time in gaining information of the Brahman. So that is Jnana Yoga. Means you keep on studying Shastras, you keep on gaining information of the Brahman. What happens if certain information is placed before you time and again, just like ads are there, advertisements are there, the people are giving the ads of the same thing 100 times. When you will see, you will become curious just to get that thing. Similarly, Gyan Yogi means who is flooding himself with the information of Brahman from different quarters. So that Gyan Yoga will help you to seek Brahman because that you will become curious to know the Brahman. You will become infatuated to meet with the Brahman. So that will help you. And your karma should also coincide with your goal. If the karma is not coinciding with the goal of your life or achieving that Brahman, what is that karma? Helping the needy persons, having love for any helpless person, gyan, and then yajna, doing yajna daily. If you will put oblations into the fire in the name of God, so that is also that will help you. So this type of karma is helpful. And similarly, upasana meditation is, the same thing. Upasana is not worship. You must understand there are two different type of worship is a different thing. Upasana is a different thing. Upasana means sitting close to the Brahman. Means upasana means meditation. Worship means going to the temple, offering flowers, bowing before that statue. That is worship. That is not going to help you. Upasana, jnana, karma, and upasana. And fourth thing is vijnana. Vijnana means the experience. When you gain the information, then you try to experience that information, then your the movement on the path of self-realization will be faster. Adi Shankar says, Jnanam Vishaya Anubhutira Vijnanam. Gyan means the information. Mere valid information is Gyan. When that information is subjected to realization, that becomes Vijnana. Just like the knowledge of Brahman is there, name Brahma exists, this Gyan is there. But when the Brahman is realized in Samadhi, then the Gyan of a Brahman becomes Vijnana. So that experiential knowledge will help you. So jnana, vijnana, karma, and upasana.
Beautiful, Doctor. I think the time is up. I I appreciate you deeply. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And hope we have Bhagavan graces us to have time to do this
Yeah,
again.
next lesson we'll have weekly, no problem. Now I'm here, we can do it.
Namaste.
Namaste, namaste.